French Empire is a very great idea in, Age of Simulator, right? Very good idea in practice and in planning when it comes to writing on the paper. But guess what? When you first start the game in France, you start in a very bad position. You have to manage assimilation. So you have to manage having many cultures in your country. So my stability is going down to 46%. I have 49%. It's very bad, and I only have 7 mils. But we'll start an army. I have no army. I have no army at all. I don't really need an army right now, but you know, but we'll move on from there. But I have no army. I have 20, 20, 30,000 guns, but I have Syria, Lebanon, Hatay, Turkey, Okatania, South France. I have Indochina. I have the Lao, Vietnam, Cambodia. All these different cultures. Sephardim, Khmer, Vietnamese, Lao, all Khmer, Siamese, all these different cultures that blend in. Bedouin, Mashriki, you have, and Monaco's to your south, you have Okatania. You have so many different cultures that it costs more administration spending to keep the unrest there low and to keep your stability from dropping. So if I don't put maybe 2 or 3 selections above my taxation level for administration spending, my stability will go down. So it's very hard to manage as as France, because when you look at it, $70 administration spending, I have to be 2 to 3 times up. You see in the gameplay right here, 2 to 3 times up spending to fix my stability, and I'm getting less taxes. If I put my taxes up, I lose more of the stability. So I have to balance it out. Military spending is that little, so I save money. 49%. So I have to go up 1. Now I can look at it, and it's at least 50, and I put that on false. But otherwise, I have very bad mills. You have actually no, you have very good mills. That was a lie. You have very good mills, but as France, what you need to focus on is not mills in the start, is your civs. You don't start out making a good enough money. You make 20 consumer goods, right? Well, your admin spending will make an increased cost because you constantly have to put it up to where if you have 49% stability, it has to go up to 51% to be good off. And I have the Saarland. I have a German core without my core on it. So I have to, deal with the administration spending on that. Deal with the administration spending for the colonies. Syria, Lebanon. But moving on, to make the French Empire, you need to construct it in a good way, because I would say nobody likes Napoleon when you make the French Empire. So what I would say is either make an ally with the United Kingdom or Germany. Perfect. Do not make allies with Spain. Don't be friends with Italy, but act like okay, we're chill like that basically. Don't get involved in Russia, but on from there, diplomacy wise, I would say as France, to build the French Empire, you need to puppet a lot of things that you don't have cores on. If you invade Belgium, Belgium has the Flanders province has, I think, a mill and a civ, or just a mill, one of those. I would say take that province, puppet Belgium, move on from there. Oh, you can puppet Belgium, integrate that province, but perfect. But I would say integrate everything else, because you only have cores on mainland France, and maybe the province in Switzerland and some other lands. I don't know exactly, but puppet Belgium, puppet Netherlands. So you don't look like Napoleon to everybody else. Puppet Swiss. Swiss is very good at puppet. They have a couple civs, very good. But what I did last time I played Napoleon trying to make the French Empire, I puppeted Spain. Spain was such a long war. But puppeting Spain means that you basically knock out the person. You punch them. He's like, you punch them and you knock them out. The people who are going to play in the south of Spain. Spain is one of the the biggest stab in the back threats for France making an empire. As Napoleon, you knock them out, subjugate them, make a puppet. They give you good mills. They give you guns. They give you money, and that helps your economy and manages your admin spending a little more. And what France needs a lot is civs, But France could attack Italy, but if you the thing is, if you expand too much as a French Empire, the downside to that is that now Europe will see you as an enemy. The UK does not like tipping the balance of Europe. I've seen it before. I played Finland. I conquered all the Nordic countries. I was invaded by the UK. They liberated all the countries. Yeah, the tip the power balance. There was a power balance in it. So if you make the French Empire, you need to be very aware that there is a downside to you expanding and making puppets. Is that other people will see you as an expanding power, as this giant, this giant country that's gonna be like, whoa, look at this guy. This guy is growing giant, and I'm scared of him. But you just be aware of that. Also for French Empire, just be aware that whatever you do is going to be scrutinized. Obviously, everybody has an opinion. Obviously, every in NRS or in any game has an opinion. Most people will make an opinion towards your what you do, whether you know it or not. Like say Turkey doesn't like that you they don't like that you invaded Iraq. Let's just say, okay, to make an empire. They'll either say a public opinion or not. But it would be way better to not state, but to get to know that person's opinion. Because guess what? If you can make an ally of Bulgaria in a situation that is with Yugoslavia, you have a friend. If I can make friends with Ukraine, then I have a friend with Ukraine in a situation with Russia. So good allies, very good partnerships with allies. For France, I would say get allies with either Spain, obviously either instead of the three I picked, Spain or Switzerland. Countries on your border, Monaco, easily take them over. Luxembourg, take them over. The Benelux countries don't matter as allies. You can just puppet them. They don't really matter. Take Luxembourg as a civ. It doesn't matter, conquer them. But Switzerland, very important for the French. They get a core there. They can take civs. They can puppet them. Move on from there. Asia-wise, you need to be very careful as French Emperor because Japan is like on your doorstep. China is a mess, but I would say do not expand to Guangxi Click or any of the northern Chinese states in the south. Don't do it because there's so much poverty. Your stability will go down. You have to spend more on admin spending, and it's a whole other issue. You have more poverty. But hope you guys did enjoy. Take the advice if you need to, and try it out. The French Empire is a big challenge. Doing any Napoleon style, empire anything like that is difficult because everybody is scared, real scared. But just like if you do have the Soviet Union trying to expand in Eastern Europe, guarantee Europe, give guarantees like, hey UK, I have no intentions of going into Germany. Now, obviously you're lying, in the future, but I have no intentions of going there, or like I have no intention of taking Cyprus, from you, but actually we do. So you give assurances that this won't happen, or assurances that these instances won't happen. As long as you assure people, they'll trust you to an extent. So that's my basic goal on it. The French Empire can be you can form it by betrayals, you can form it by conquest, but be very strategic about it because it's a very detailed process and it takes, especially with the amount of money you spend and the fact you don't have a lot of civs in the beginning. Focus on civs and focus on trying to maintain and keep your economy in a balance. Just as you build up civs, you build up your construction, and you should always go down the industrial path. Get the first industrial prerequisite. You get your construction power right there. Move on from there. Perfect way. See you guys. Hope you guys enjoy. If you need any tips, put them in the comments right there. Go down here, and then don't go down and increase dev though. Keep that for when you actually need it.